I'm Mike Edelson,
I'm Corey Winslow.
and we're making a video about George Silver's True Times. The research that went into this was done by myself, Corey, and Betsy Winslow, but Corey and Betsy don't like improvised videos, so Corey's just going to stand here and let me talk while he helps me demonstrate. So this is going to be a short video because Silver's True Times are very simple. First, what are the True Times? We're going to put some words on the screen. So basically, Silver's saying that anything that's done with the hand before the body or foot is true, and anything that's done with the body or foot before the hand is false. And what he means by that is the person who has to reposition themselves before attacking or gain distance before attacking is using false times, whereas the person who is striking without having to reposition themselves is using true times. Now, how do we know that? Because what is the time of the hand, the first true time? And Silver says the time of the hand is when you strike without stepping or when you strike from a ward. And the Silver's ward is his parry. So for example, if Corey attacks me and I parry, okay, I can then strike without having to reposition myself, okay? Or I could strike without having to reposition myself and reposition myself in that strike for optimum placement, but that's still a true time. It's time of the hand and body if I just reposition my body, or time of the hand, body, foot if I reposition my foot after striking. But I still don't need to do that to attack him. To attack in time of the hand, Silver says that you have to gain the true place. The true place is a place where you can strike without stepping, or strike with changing your time of the hand or time of the hand and body, which is repositioning, like switching feet without advancing, or in Silver's case, passing back, because you don't need to gain distance, and therefore that makes it as good as time of the hand. Okay, so how do you close distance? Silver gives several examples of this, but one of them that he gives is under ward. So he gives the example of a very tall person fighting a person of mean stature, which is average height. So Corey is taller than me, let's say, by a lot, and he's got a lot more reach than me. Pat, we needed you for this video, he can reach me for a place that I can't reach him. So if I step into his let's say I have the shorter sword, I step. It's not the example is not given with a shorter sword, but we're going to use one because I'm not really much shorter than Corey. So I can't reach him at this point, right? But he can reach me in time of the hand. Okay, so he has this natural advantage. He can close. So if we're at a greater distance, he can close on me safely into time of the hand, whereas to attack him at that distance, I would have to have time of the foot, and then he could interrupt that with time of the hand because that's faster. So the shorter man, because he has that disadvantage, he has to close under some sort of guard, right? So for example, if Corey is over the head, I could go here because I'm faster, and I might be able to parry him, right? Or I might even close under this, so that's kind of silly. But Silver says that if there's any flaw in my technique whatsoever, I'm going to be struck because I have a disadvantage, because I'm closing distance under guard, whereas he can strike me in his time of the hand before I enter him. So he's going to, according to Silver's principles, attack me as I close, and hopefully I'll be able to parry, and now I can strike from a true time, right? Because time of the hand and foot, hand and foot, right? And that's the only way that I can win. So that's one example of Silver gives to close. So we're going to give a few examples of what we think Silver means with these examples of what happens based according to what we believe Silver means with this principle. So Corey's ready for me. Okay, I'm going to step in and try to attack him or cross a sword or whatever. So I'm stepping in because I need to close. Corey cuts me off in time of the hand. Okay. If I try to do this with cutting first, all I'm going to do is kind of have a half-assed ward where I'm stepping in and then Corey can just parry that and cut me, because he has time to react to that, because there's nothing I can do to cheat the fact that I have to take the step. Okay? I can't cheat that. I can make that step faster using good body mechanics, but I can't negate the necessity of that. No matter what trick I try to use to attack him, he's going to have that time of that step to react to that. Now, that's not magic, right? It's not if you do this you'll win, because he has to be able to read that distance. He has to be able to know his true place and my true place, and be able to know when I've crossed that line that he can act. So this is something that takes tremendous skill to learn, to implement. It's not a magic trick. If you know this way of fighting, some of these trick things to break these positions aren't going to work on you, because it doesn't matter that I can do some trick to close that distance. I still have to take that step, and if he sees that, he'll be able to act upon that trick, because he's reacting in time of the hand through his true place that I'm putting myself into. So, you know, that can shed light on a lot of these other systems and how they implement things, and how you can get those systems to work better, or how they don't work, using this as kind of a litmus test. So we hope that this view of True Times kind of maybe unlocks Silver for some people, or gets people who had dismissed Silver because True Times seemed silly to them to take another look at him, because he's really got a lot of really good things to say.